Dean, kind of hard to believe it's time for another season to get rolling again. But one thing even I'm smart enough to know about your job, it must be kind of nice to know when you're starting the season that you've got Sarah Hayhurst to kind of build around. That must make you a much better coach.
It definitely makes me look better, yes. To have somebody that's a returning All-American it tends to make my job a little bit easier.
You had really lofty expectations for her last year. How big do you have this year now?
Well, I'm very excited to say she had the opportunity to train at the University of Louisville with some pretty good diving coaches this summer. So last year we had high expectations for her, but she was just learning new dives. This year she was really working on perfecting those dives that she learned last year. So I think some of the ones that she competed for the first time last year, she'll be a lot sharper on. I really think the sky's the limit. And one of the coaches that she dove with this summer is Dustin Schulten, who was an All-American for us as well.
Of course, the season opens up tomorrow for you guys, and I don't think there's a season longer than swimming, because you start early October and you hopefully end in late March.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty long grind.
Yes.
So what kind of expectations do you have, and how do you kind of, going into a season that you know is going to be 5 months, you're cracking the whip right now, or you're kind of just pacing these people?
Well, I think it's a gentle crescendo, but I think some of the swimmers would probably disagree that on the gentle part. Some would probably say it was more abrupt than others, but we like them to come back in shape. Some do a better job of that than others, and not just because of anything other than circumstances. If they're doing internships or they're having to work towards what they're wanting to be after college, a lot of times that it doesn't allow them to train as much as they'd like to in the summertime. So that kind of prohibits some people from being in the shape that they would want to be in. But yeah, it's kind of a slow build, and we'll kind of build to a little bit of a high in November, and rest for our House of Champions meet, which is up at IUPUI, and then we'll give them off for Thanksgiving, and then start building them back up again right after Thanksgiving, right before finals, and then we'll go down to Florida for our Christmas training trip and come back, and at that point it'll be all systems go to get ready for conference and nationals.
I know it's early, but maybe of your returning swimmers, who's maybe one of the two that look the most improved to you?
Wow. I think the infusion of the incoming freshmen have really caused a lot of our upperclassmen to really step up. So it's tough to say that any one of them is more improved than others just because of the circumstance. I think that our freshmen are pushing our upperclassmen, which is ultimately what you want in a recruiting class. And so I think it's an overall we've improved as a team situation. So I think that everybody's willing to step up and rise to the occasion.
So with the freshmen you got with your older swimmers, just either step up or step out?
Yeah, for better or worse,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I guess to some extent, and I was talking to one of our captains, Cameron Beach, today, and she's even a little bit leery about the relay. She's like, "Am I still going to have a spot?" And I don't think that's a fear for a 2-time National Swimmer of the Week last year. So,
But that's good that she's thinking it.
absolutely,
Right?
absolutely, it's doing nothing but pushing everybody. So,
Yeah. Well, this collection of freshmen, how did you put it all together? It really looks like a good class on paper.
oh, it's great class on paper, and an even better class in terms of personality. I don't know when the last time I've enjoyed coaching more than right now this year. We've traditionally had a great group of kids here at Center, but this group has got such a level of achievement that they're looking to accomplish that it's fantastic. And a lot of credit needs to go to Colleen, my assistant coach, who's who's really helped out in the recruiting process. She brings an experience having swum here, having been an All-American here. She also brings an enthusiasm that we haven't had for a little while. So it was a great mix in recruiting this year.
Could she still get in the pool and compete?
She probably could, yes. Yes, she every once in a while she'll hop into a practice and
That's what I heard.
And yeah, and kind of show the younger swimmers that there's still some.
But maybe they're not as good as they think.
That's
Is
right.
that what I heard?
Still some life there.
Yeah.
So.
And recruiting, I know, is a thing that goes on year round. I had an opportunity sometime this summer to kind of be sitting where I could overhear you talking and all, and you really put a lot of time and effort into that with the people that you bring in.
Absolutely. Well, and our team is like a big family. I treat them, and my role has changed dramatically over the years, Larry. When I first started coaching, I fashioned myself as the big brother and moved to the uncle to the now. Now that I've got a junior in college myself, I've accepted and embraced the father figure. So
Maybe almost grandfather figure.
Whoa. That's the first time that's come out. Just for the record, hopefully the last. But yeah, no, it's I take a lot of pride in being father figure to the swimmers, not just in the pool, but outside of the pool as well. And I really love these young people as if they were my own.
Well, good deal. Good luck to you this weekend and for the next 5 months, and hope the end of March you're smiling just like you are now.
I hope so.